all you action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here, and welcome to a Friday edition of TNInews. And we've got quite a bit of stuff to cover today. We've got new Star Wars reveals. We've got more McFarlane toy reveals. Some WWE from Mattel. Masters of the Universe She-Ra Barbie doll. So, like I said, we got a fair amount of stuff to go over today, but let's just real quick do a roll call before we dive into the news. See who's in the house today. So we've got Austin in the house. Happy Friday to you. John is here as well. Good to see you, my friend. Asiano is here. All these great San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Wish I could just go to it. Like I say, Comic-Con is a pretty unique experience, though. Even when you go, you still have to stand in a lot of long lines for those Comic-Con exclusives. Quinn's Comics is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Good afternoon to you. Hope the family and you are doing well and having a quintastic day. Doing pretty good overall, I would say. Same to you, my friend. Mass Figure Collector, hope your family are well. Same to you. Mr. Allmine is in the house. Good to see you. We've got Sinister in the house, along with Salome, who just arrived. Better late than never. Max Zombie in the house. Good to see you, my friend. We've got Hanzo here. Good to see you. Alonzo as well. Good to see you. Mr. Allmine, all Target Summer Geek-Out pre-orders are sold out. Yeah, the McFarlane stuff that went up today is all sold out, which is not, seems to be a current trend with anything online from McFarlane these days. Mike is in the house. What is up? Phil, what is up? We've got Sir GL Rick Cage, Esquire. Greetings, citizens. Figure Fury, what is up? Judge Dreads is in the house. Good to see you. Yep, Salome is here, ready to go. Hanzo is in the house. William, good afternoon to you. So, it looks like we got a pretty full house, so let's just jump into the news. I don't have a whole lot for you on the Marvel side today. It was kind of quiet after earlier this week, but just a reminder that our next Marvel Legend pre-order will be coming next week. It's the big one, Gargantos Shumagorath. This one is going up on June 18th. So that is going to be Sunday's the 15th, 16th. So that's Wednesday. Next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. This will be available. It's a fan channel and Amazon exclusive, so all your favorite online e-tailers will have it, and again, Amazon is slated to have this. Now, as I've said in the past, I can't say the price 100%, but I believe it's going to fall between $65 and $70, probably leaning more towards the $70. Again, I won't say that's 100% in stone, but I believe that's what you're going to find for the price on this one. And like I say, probably closer. I'm thinking probably, I was told 65 to 70, but I'm just thinking probably closer to 70. So again, that's next week's Marvel Legend pre-order. Only other thing is if you pre-ordered the X Factor Jean Grey, this is a review by MCU Collector. But this figure has started to ship from Target. Mine should be arriving, I think, either today or tomorrow. So, again, if you pre-ordered the Jean Grey X Factor figure from Target, you probably have gotten a shipping notice, or if not, you soon will, or maybe it'll just show up here at your house shortly. But again, that one, and last time I checked, it's actually in stock, so you can go on. If you didn't buy it when it first went up for pre-order, it is currently available. So no yellow boots, of course, but I've seen people starting to paint theirs. So if you want the completely comic book accurate version, you will have to paint the boots yourself, which are yellow. Let's a little bit of wrestling news for you guys. We got new official images from Mattel for various lines. These just came out today, so I haven't actually looked at them that closely myself. The Elite Collection has been up for pre-order. You can get that at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Series 119 has the Liv Morgan, Dirty Dom, Dexter Loomis, Ethan Page, which I believe has got the Chase, and Braun Breaker. We've got Monday Night Wars coming to Walmart, American Badass Undertaker, Eric Bischoff, the Shark, and Heart Foundation Brian Pillman, and the Build-A-Figure is Michael Cole. And we've got Monday Night Wars Ultimate, Scott Steiner, also coming to Walmart. We've got WWE Superstars 15, the retro-like figures, also coming to Walmart. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ultimate Warrior, George the Animal Steel, and Nikolai Volkov. WWE Elite 3-pack for John Cena 3-pack, so all 3 figures of John Cena, also coming to Walmart. A lot of Walmart exclusives, and Ultimate Fan Takeover Randy Orton, which will be Amazon exclusive. So just wanted to rattle off everything before we go through the images. There's your Michael Cole, though I don't know, maybe a young Michael Cole. Doesn't really look like Michael Cole. Undertaker, Badass Undertaker, the biker version of Undertaker. Ethan Page, his NXT belt. Is he from NXT? I think I don't really watch NXT, so Liv Morgan with her Dirty Dom shirt and her championship belt. I believe that's the tag team belt that she, or no, is she back? I forget. Does she currently have? Yeah, tag team belt is what she's got currently. Scott Steiner. Randy Orton, Ultimate Edition. Young Randy Orton, I should say. Back when he had full head of hair. These are that's John Cena, just a single pack version of him. But you know, you can't have too many John Cena figures. Brian Pillman. There's the John Cena 3-pack. So 3 different incarnations of John Cena with this set. Pillman again with his crutch. Shark. We went by the name Shark. He's had a few different names over the years. Eric Bischoff with his gray hair. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins. Seth frickin' Rollins. So, of course, Jey Uso lost his belt on Monday to Gunther, which I believe is going to be setting up Gunther versus Goldberg for Goldberg's retirement match. Ultimate Warrior, Retro Ultimate Warrior, George the Animal Steel. It's hairy back, arms, chest. Nikolai Volkov. And then again, your Series 119 Dirty Dom. Braun Breaker. Did not like this outfit that he wore. This was from one of the pay-per-views. I don't know. It's like my least favorite wrestling outfit that I've seen him wear. He's actually become one of my favorite wrestlers, but I did not like this outfit. Dexter Lumis. The Wyatts. Ethan Page, like I said, this one has the chase. So those are your latest offerings from Mattel for WWE. Let's just keep it to WWE and jump over to Barbie. So this is celebrating Barbie's anniversary. Was it her 40th anniversary, I think? So this is going to be offered on Mattel Creations starting next week, June 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific time or 12 p.m. Eastern time, $55. So Barbie gets the She-Ra, or She-Ra gets the Barbie treatment. I like the sword. I like the metallic finish on the power sword. So again, celebrating She-Ra's 40th anniversary. Even if you're not really into Barbie, if you're a She-Ra fan, this is one that you might want to check out. So again, that's going to be offered on Mattel Creations on June 18th. NECA is teasing a new Friday the 13th figure, so assume a Jason figure. So that we'll get more. That's all they've released so far is just this image, but I'm sure more details will be forthcoming. Obviously, they're teasing this because it's Friday the 13th. We'll jump back to McFarlane here in a minute. Fonjoy Superman 1/9 scale from the new Superman movie. The body looks a little bit off to me on this one. The head looks a little, or maybe it's the head looks a little small. I'm not really familiar with these Fonjoy figures. It does come with crypto. I mean, the face likeness looks pretty good, and even with this image, the head doesn't look as small. But in some of these images, the head looks kind of small. I don't know. Biker Mice from Mars, Wave 2 from the Nacelle Company is now available for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. I believe we talked about these before, but previously they had only been available on the Nacelle website. But again, now Big Bad Toy Store does currently have the entire wave available. Not toy related, but movie related. Yesterday it was announced that a Spaceball sequel is in the works. So Rick Moranis is returning. Mel Brooks will be in it. Bill Pullman. Unfortunately, John Candy will not be in it because he passed away. But Lewis Pullman, who played Sentry in the Thunderbolts, the son of Bill, is supposed to be in the movie as well. Star Trek Strange New Worlds has been renewed for a 5th and final season. The 5th season, season 3 is about to premiere next month. But we're getting one full season for season 4 and then a 6-episode season 5 to finish out the series. Mezco Con is going to be kicking off on June 25th, so we'll be getting some new Mezco reveals towards the end of the month. And we've talked about the NECA exclusives, but NECA has put out a schedule for when, if you want to try and buy them online, June 18th through the 20th, but it's actually different times each day. So on June 18th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. June 19th, it'll be 12 p.m. Eastern Time. June 20th, it'll be 1 p.m. Eastern time. So they do like a limited quantity each day for each exclusive. And so if you miss out that, on the first day or the second day, then you can try on the third day, that type of thing. So again, we already talked about the exclusives. With the Ben Cooper figure, the Tiki Terror figure, we've got the glow in the dark retro Bride of Frankenstein figure, we've got the Chucky going to the beach, and then we've got the Turtles also going to the beach. So again, that looks like to be all of this year's NECA San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. And again, if you want to try and get them online, you want to try and be there. I don't know if they'll all sell out. Who knows? But I guess I would say if you want to make sure you get them, try and be online during these times. They'll last until they sell out each day. And, in the past, they've usually sold out. So, or most of the stuff usually sells out. Also, going back to wrestling, I don't know if we talked about this on Wednesday, but just in case, the new CM Punk figure, this is a Mattel Creations exclusive. It is currently available for purchase. So, I believe it's still available. Yeah, so $45. But, it's kind of like an ultra deluxe type CM Punk figure. Part of their Ultimate Edition line, but you get some fancy packaging. Again, that is currently available on the Mattel Creations website. All right, so let's dive into McFarlane first. So, as talked about, so on Wednesday, I think I told you previously that, I'm almost sure that I told you that I was pretty sure that this week was going to be McFarlane, and in last month's McFarlane's toy show, they told us that going up was going to be the Kite Man, and then the next Batman the Animated Series 6-inch wave with Jonah Hex. So the figures themselves are pretty much reissues of from DC Direct. The Gray Ghost. That's the Kite Man again. These images got mixed up, but so Gray Ghost, Ra's al Ghul. It's like I have these figures, the regular figures. Killer Croc. I have them as in the originals from DC Direct when they were released. And Batman, another Batman. The soft goods cape. So he can sit in the vehicles. And then the Build-A-Figure again is Jonah Hex. So that's the first time we've gotten Jonah Hex. And then for your collector edition line, we've got, again, Kite Man. So I'm going to assume we'll eventually see a platinum version of this guy pop up because all these collector edition figures always have they always end up with platinum editions. Actually didn't release images of the packaging. So it's kind of weird. So, they always do a preview. They release at like 3 in the morning, Eastern time, 12 if you're on the West Coast. But the preview didn't actually indicate Kite Man. They only showed the Batman animated series figures, but it didn't mention Kite Man. We only knew Kite Man was coming because McFarlane had told us during their toy show. But and again, all of them currently, as far as online, so I don't know how quickly they sold out, but I don't think they sold out as quick as like the Psylocke Omega Red 2-pack last week. But they sold out, maybe a half hour at most. I think they lasted. And these will be, these will show up at physical stores. So if you missed out online, you will, if you have a physical store, get another shot at them. Now, yesterday we had this month's McFarlane Toy Show, and we had some new reveals. So they spent a lot of the time showing off all the Superman movie product that had already been available and we'd seen for like a month. But they spent a lot of time on that. But we did get new reveals. So the next cover recreation figure is going to be based on Alex Ross' Kingdom Come Superman. I'll show you the images in just a minute. I'm just going to read down what was revealed. So that's going to be a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive. We've got a new Superman movie, 13.9-inch statue, resin statue. That was like the only Superman movie product based on the new movie that we hadn't seen before. Actually, there was one other, which I'll get to in just a minute. They announced the first time ever, I think ever, covering action figures for 25 years that I've ever heard of a Ross Store exclusive. And it's going to be a 7-inch Superman movie figure, the 2025 Superman movie, but it's on just a regular blister card. It's got a rubber cape, so it's basically it's going to be a less expensive version of what they released in the regular line. So that's going to be a Ross exclusive. I don't know when it's going to show up. They didn't give us a good look at it because their lighting in their studio was not very good. But I just had to laugh that we're getting a Ross exclusive. They showed off images of the next DC Superpowers line, which is going to be a McFarlane Store exclusive. So that's the Animal Man, Dead Man, Cyborg, and Disco Nightwing. We'd seen renders for those. We'd seen renders for a lot of these, but got better looks at them. DC Multiverse, Merciless, and Batman Who Laughs 2-pack. That should be a regular mass retail release. They didn't give a date for when it's going to go up for pre-order, though. For 7-inch page punchers, they showed off Superboy, Wonder Woman based on Wonder Woman issue number 1. And for the first time, I think, Steve Trevor. Unless maybe DC Direct back in the day gave us Steve Trevor. I don't think and not counting movie Steve Trevor. This is comic book based Steve Trevor. And I'll show you the images in just a minute. For the next Phygital Wave, those are the physical figures that have the coupon with the digital codes in them. So Stephanie Brown, Batgirl, Batman No Man's Land, Batman with Soft Goods Cape. Remember in the last toy show, they announced that they were going to be doing a Batmobile. So I believe this is the Batman figure to sit in that Batmobile, sold separately. Monarch, and then a 7-inch version of Disco Nightwing. Target exclusives, DC Multiverse, Mr. Miracle, and Sandman figures. General releases, Azrael in his orange and black colors from Night Quest, or black and gold colors. Batwing 2.0, and Batman Troy with the big ears. Word sticks in my mouth. McFarlane DC Collector Edition, Beast Boy, another Beast Boy figure. They said this was a UCC exclusive. Now, I believe UCC is a distributor, so I can't tell you for sure how exactly that figure is going to be released, but I will tell you that UCC in the past has had a San Diego Comic-Con booth where they have sold exclusives. So I would not be shocked if this basically ends up being this Beast Boy figure that they showed off ends up being like a San Diego Comic-Con type exclusive. But again, all they said was UCC exclusive. They didn't say when, how, or what. But again, I believe UCC. I had to actually look it up, but UCC is a distributor. And then for general releases, we've got Mirror Master, Metron with his chair, his Morbius chair, and a classic Deathstroke. And then the Target Geek-Out stuff that we've already talked about. So now let me show you the images. So that was their studio showing off their Superman movie stuff, dressed up as Lex Luthor and Clark Kent, I guess. So This diorama for the 7-inch figures, that's just something they had for display. That is not something they're releasing. But again, all of this stuff is stuff that has already been hitting. Mostly, I think, has already been hitting physical stores. Definitely been up for pre-order. So nothing really new there. That's your Kingdom Come comic book recreation Superman figure, Alex Ross Superman. This is going to be a McFarlane store exclusive. That's the statue. That's the one new Superman movie item, other than the Ross exclusive that they showed. 13.9 inches, 1/6 scale resin statue. These are the DC Super Power figures. This wave is exclusive to the McFarlane store. So you've got Animal Man with a soft goods coat, Cyborg, Deadman, and your Disco Nightwing. This is that 2-pack with Merciless and the Batman Who Laughs. So it has the display base. Your Page Puncher Superboy, no jacket, no glasses. Your Wonder Woman from Wonder Woman #1. And then your Steve Trevor figure. So double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. And then your Batgirl figure, Stephanie Brown Batgirl. Your No Man's Land Batman with the soft goods cape. So I think you'll definitely want this if you get that Batmobile. Your Monarch figure. Disco Nightwing. Your Target exclusive Mr. Miracle, which apparently is getting a new animated series. That was announced this week. Your Sandman figure. This one will be popular. This one will probably be hard to get. And I don't know. Again, these are Target exclusives. There's your Azrael from Night Quest. Your Batwing 2.0. Big-eared Batman. Your Beast Boy, which again they said was UCC exclusive. Mirror Master. Your Morbius chair. And your classic Deathstroke. I feel like the Orion will be, with the chair, will be pretty popular. Deathstroke probably will too. Now looks like he has a gun. I don't know how you can see it here, but he definitely has a gun in the holster. It looks like it's removable, so it does look like this figure is going to have a gun. No indication whether he'll have a sword or anything, but at least it looks like he will have a gun. So this is the Ross exclusive. Again, just a classic, or just a regular blister card packaging. The cape is rubber. So, they said less, I don't know what the price will be, but less expensive than a regular DC Multiverse figure. So again, this is a Ross store exclusive. I think the first time we've ever seen an action figure Ross store exclusive. All right, so those are your latest round of McFarlane reveals. They will have more reveals at San Diego Comic-Con. Of course, we also talked about earlier this week the stuff they showed off at the IGN event this past weekend. But their next big reveal event is going to be at Comic-Con. They said they're going to do a McFarlane toy show online during Comic-Con. So we'll see what they have then. And then let's finish off with Star Wars. So we had a fan stream today where they revealed several new products. So for Vintage Collection, they only showed off 2 things. A new Troop Builder pack with Snow Troopers, which will be released at Hasbro Pulse this coming Monday. Everything's going up except for the holiday figures they showed off. Everything's going up for pre-order this coming Monday at 1 p.m. But for the 2 vintage collection items that they showed off, those are both Pulse exclusives. The second was Darth Vader's tie advance from episode 4, which will include the Darth Vader figure. The Vader figure is just a reissue, though it will be on a separate card back, a new card back, but the figure itself is just a reissue. But the TIE Fighter itself is new, the most detailed version of this vehicle that they've done. So probably the coolest thing about this is if you want to recreate where, you know, Han shoots the TIE Fighter right before Vader's about to take out Luke, and the TIE Fighter runs into Vader's ship and sends him off spinning and damages his wing, you can actually remove this plate here and put this damage plate on. So that's something they've never given us before, but kind of cool. There's your Darth Vader. And then again, if you're into snowtroopers, the latest troop builder pack. So $54.99 for the troop builder pack and $140 for the TIE Fighter Darth Vader's TIE Advance vehicle. So hefty prices there, but definitely, I always liked Vader. Like as a kid, the Kenner Darth Vader TIE Fighter was always one of my favorite vehicles. I don't really do vintage collection anymore, but yeah, if I did, I would probably pick this up. Now I love the vintage packaging with this, but I don't really do vintage collection anymore, so I will not be getting these myself. But again, pre-orders are 1 p.m. for premium members, 2 p.m. for everybody. I don't think you have to worry about it selling out. For Black Series, for your next regular wave or fan channel wave, so these online. But again, these are going up for pre-order on Monday at 1 p.m. So these will be available at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. So 3 figures, Jedi Temple Guard, Boris Offee, another Jedi, and then the Ronin from Star Wars Visions. Similar to the one that we just got is the Celebration exclusive, but a little bit different and just a single release. And you can army build these Jedi Temple Guards if you want. The lightsaber blades are removable. So again, these are fan channel. I think Amazon will have these as well, though I won't swear to it 100%. But essentially online. And again, the pre-orders open for these on Monday. So we got the Marvel Legends Comic-Con exclusive earlier this week, and now we have the Star Wars Comic-Con exclusive. We've talked about G.I. Joe on Wednesday. We talked about the Transformers, so this is, and Ghostbusters. So now we've got the Star Wars. So it is Black Series, new updated Black Series versions of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker from Revenge of the Sith. The figures are completely newly tooled, updated head sculpts. You get multiple heads. You get lightsaber effect pieces. You get Mustafar display bases to recreate the scenes from Revenge of the Sith. You get force push hands with these ultra, most articulated versions of these guys, so you can get them in all kinds of lightsaber poses. Ball wrists, ball necks, soft goods on the lower tunics. Anakin has the robot that he jumped on top of in the lava as a display stand, or you can put them both on this larger platform that they battled on. I was like, if you, as I was watching this, I was like, if you throw in a charred Anakin Skywalker, then I will get this one. But still, overall, pretty cool piece, and probably the best looking versions of these two characters that they've done. You get Anakin's head sculpt, or as Anakin transformed into a Sith, Darth Vader, you get that head sculpt as well. Two head sculpts for Obi-Wan. So now the price on this one is $110, so it's not cheap. Again, this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so it'll be available at the convention, and then they will have limited quantities, as they always say, sometime after the show on Hasbro Pulse. We still don't know what date that'll be, but so I feel like Star Wars fans will want this one because it's, at least prequel fans, because it is your best looking versions of Anakin and Obi-Wan. So again, that is a hefty price tag. And then finally, we have some new Halloween holiday themed figures. We've got Target exclusive Royal Guard as a ghost, glow in the dark ghost. We've got Ventress as a witch, and that is a fan channel, so Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Amazon as well. And then Night Trooper, which is a Walmart exclusive, a zombie Night Trooper, Death Trooper figure. So that one's Walmart. Now, Walmart actually threw this up for pre-order this week and then pulled it down. No pictures, and it was code name, but they actually had it listed on the site for a brief time. So there's your glow-in-the-dark Ghost Emperor Royal Guard figure. There's your Ventress figure redone as a witch. And there's your Death Trooper as a zombie. Or I'm sorry, not a zombie, but a mummy. So again, these are your holiday Halloween themed figures. Now, Walmart actually listed two different holiday figures. So it's possible the second one they listed was whatever they're going to do for Christmas this year. Again, there was no... I always think people are crazy who pre-order things that they don't even know what it is they're really pre-ordering. But I don't know how many people pre-ordered before they pulled the listing. But again, and I do, even though it's not there anymore, when it does eventually go up, actually. But you can, if you want to bookmark that link, you can. Oh, and it looks like we've got a new Hot Toys Sith Saucy Tin. I don't know if that's how you say his name. Oh, I'm sorry, Revenge of the. So he's a Jedi. He's one of the Jedi. I was like, he's not a Sith. He's a Jedi. But from Revenge of the Sith, Saucy Tin. So another Jedi from the movies, Hot Toys. I don't know if did this go up for pre? Yeah, it's available for pre-order. $279.99. You can get it at Big Bad Toy Store if you want. It was actually images were revealed early this morning, but it's available for pre-order. Oh, and also, if you missed out on it, for you vintage collection fans, that Cantina playset, was it last month, I think? So this it's sold out last month, but it's going to be made available again on Monday. Again, a Pulse exclusive, but like I say, if you missed out on this one, and you want to add it to your collection, You know, it has the 4 figures with the Cantina backdrop. That's going to be going up for pre-order again this coming Monday. So that is pretty much it for the latest round of news for you guys. So let me just go back up, see what you guys have any good questions. Gary, what is up? I was online with Target and Bang, all gone, says Phil. Yeah, I didn't look. I mean, I like if you were right there online when they went up immediately at 9 a.m. And like if I had added them to my cart, I'm pretty sure I would have been able to check out, but I don't know exactly how long they lasted. I was I got busy with other things. I didn't buy anything myself, so kill it. Sucks 8 had to stop watching JC. The videos are way too long now. Sorry about that, my friend. Always, only as long as the news there is to talk about. Mr. Online, watch the replay. Yep, always can fast forward through the replay if you want. Now, the point of the live stream is so I can interact with you guys. Also, to be fair, I don't have to edit the videos, but you know, it's mostly just so I can feed you the news, but then take your questions and what have you. But again, you can always just watch the rerun. I try to keep them to an hour, so though we do go over sometimes. Mike, at least Target is better than Hasbro Pulse. Can't use my credit. Yeah, I've been hearing. I usually use PayPal when I buy Pulse or buy from Pulse, which is usually only like exclusives. And I haven't had any issues recently, but I have been hearing, you know, for some reason people have been having issues with their credit cards. So I don't know what is up with that. And it's like it's been over a week because I remember last week hearing people having that issue. And now Mike's saying he's still having the issue. So I would assume people have notified Hasbro about it. So I don't know what is up with that. I think you can use PayPal. I've heard like people say that they were able to use PayPal, but not their credit card. And I don't know if it's with everybody or just some people. I kind of like how the jean looks without the boots. It stands out somehow. Like I'm still like I got the jean gray because I knew it was going to sell out. I have not gotten the Cyclops, the yellow and blue Cyclops yet, the X Factor Cyclops. I went on and got Jean because, like I said, I knew it was going to sell out. But I'm like, you know, I really want Angel and human form Beast if I'm really going to delve into this version of X Factor. So, and I'm not convinced, you know, Hasbro's ever going to give us those. So I'm like, you know, like I say, I went on and got the Jean. I'll probably just keep it on the card back for now. The Cyclops, I'm not worried about selling out, so I haven't gotten that one. Though I may get that one anyway, just because I do like the optic beam effect that is included with him. But like I really like hesitant to want to collect this version of X Factor because I mean the Angel would be so easy. So I feel like because all they need to do is take the Angel they just gave us and just change the chest, repaint the chest with the X. But the Beast, the human Beast in like his brown X Factor outfit, that's the one I feel like I have my doubts that Hasbro ever get around to actually giving us that one. William says Pulse is definitely problematic. I'm like, I haven't been able to use my card in months, and they have no solution. So they don't know what's up. That's weird. And like I say, you're not the only one I've heard have that issue. So, I mean, Target's definitely, if you can get the item before it sells out, it's definitely easier to, it's pretty easy to. I always make sure I'm logged in before a pre order goes live. Because if you have to take the time to log in, you'll probably lose out with Target. So I always make sure that I'm logged in, ready to go. And I usually use PayPal. Or actually, no, on Target I use credit card, but you know, it's already in there. So all I have to do is just add it to my cart and check out, and it's like a 2-second process. And yeah, Pulse, I've always just used PayPal, so I don't know why I just do for some reason. So I've never even tried to use Pulse, my credit card on Pulse. Mr. Allmine, that Shiro Barbie is pretty cool. Not for me, but cool. Yes, may the Swartz be with you. I wonder if somebody's going to do a toy line for Spaceballs now that we're getting a new movie. I definitely, with the movie coming, I could definitely see somebody picking up the license and giving us a Spaceballs. I mean, we've gotten some Spaceball figures in the past, but nothing like, not good, what I would consider good figures. So it'll be interesting to see if anything materializes with that. Phil says there are two changes for the Batman, the animated series Batman, and Killer Croc, as in from the previous DC Direct versions. Mr. Allmine Ross exclusive is super odd, but not surprised. And see, the figure itself is not odd. Like just doing like a cheaper version of a figure, that's not terribly odd. But the fact that they made it a Ross exclusive, that's what's funny to me. I'll get that Superboy just because I'm a Connell mark, but I'm not happy that he's so plain Jane. I just got my Mayfect Superboy. I think we talked about that last week, so I'm good with that one. Figure Fury says, I bet that Wonder Woman is a massive peg warmer like all the other girl figures Todd makes. Gray Ghost, of course, Kite Man sold out. I was like, I really haven't been buying DC figures from McFarlane. I'm kind of like, since they only got the license for a year, I'm like, just really haven't been, and I've kind of gotten fed up with trying to hunt around for like the platinum editions and stuff. But I was tempted to get Kite Man, but I just decided not to. Like if they had made it so you could like throw him and he would like actually float through the air, I would have gotten him. Felix never even heard of Kite Man until the Harley Quinn cartoon. Is he actually? No, he's one of those super duper obscure characters. That are just kind of so funny that like he just kind of has an appeal to people. But no, he's never been like some huge player in the comics or anything. And yeah, probably more people than not have seen him from the Harley Quinn cartoon. But again, just one of those really obscure kind of silly characters. I mean, the guy dresses up as a kite. Matt says so hyped up for the Star Wars reveals. HoloNet, nice vintage collection reveals. I'll take both. Yeah, like I said, if I was still doing vintage collection, that I mean that Vader Type Fighter looks really nice. Um, Hefty price tag, but it looks nice. And like if I got it, I would even be tempted to just leave it in the pack. But you can take those out of the box and just keep the box. Not Automaton, not to keep harping on this, but Trick or Treat finally put the Toxic Crusader mare on their site, but it's preview only. Can't pre-order yet. Not sure. I noticed Entertainment Earth started getting some Trick or Treat studio figures in stock, like Candyman and stuff. So I was keeping an eye out to see if they got that Toxic Crusader Brody figure in, but so far at least not yet. Well, EE probably has their tariff fee added on to it. Hollow Knight, yeah, the price on the TIE Fighter is $140. If you're talking about the Star Wars figures, yeah, they suggested you could get them in all kinds of lightsaber poses, at least better articulation than the previous versions. I don't know if like the best articulated figure ever, but better articulated than the previous versions that they've done. The Ventress Green Witch. The glow of the dark one, the ghost. I'm always a sucker for glow in the dark figures, but I don't think I'll get any of them. But yeah, I mean, I agree. They're fun figures. MCR, is that an Indiana Jones accessory? What, with the holiday figure? I don't know where they got the broom from, but I think like all the creatures are Star Wars. Oh, the staff for the yeah, that does look like from Indiana Jones. Kind of looks like the I don't know if it is, but it kind of looks like the raw staff. I don't think it is because it kind of looks like it, but I'm gonna say that's probably from. I mean, I'm gonna say it's a reused accessory, but I don't think it's from Indiana Jones. I could be wrong, but I definitely, if that's what you're talking about. What's up, Sergeant? My mind is set on collecting figures and vehicles from the 2000s. Did I hear anything else? No. And I mean, honestly, I don't expect, I don't, Hasbro's not going to come out and say, we didn't, or I doubt they will come out and say, at least publicly, you know, we held that figure back because of the riots going on in LA. I don't think they're going to say something like that. That's my guess, but I don't think they'll ever come out and say that. They'll just say, it was delayed. It'll be up for pre-order at a later time or something like that. What's up, Darth Primus? Happy Friday to you. Can't get Target stuff in the UK. If it don't, I assume you're talking about McFarlane. Well, obviously, I mean, same thing like Canada. So, like, I haven't looked, but those McFarlane, those, Target Geek-Out events, I almost guarantee you those will end up on Amazon Canada and or EB Games at some point if they're not already up there. I haven't checked to see if they went up there or not, but anything that's a Target exclusive almost always gets released at other retailers outside of the United States. So possibly Amazon UK might have them. Now, if you're talking about Star Wars, I don't know about that, but sometimes the smaller e-tailers will get those, and Hasbro Pulse too. No problem, Watcher. I hate yogurt even with strawberries. Oh, I love strawberry yogurt with strawberries, little granola in there. Spider S didn't. I don't know. Maybe back in the day, but I doubt that would apply now. And it's being released through Amazon MGM Studios. I mean, back in the day, I don't, because it was, like a comedy movie. I don't know if, I mean, it's hard to say for sure, but I feel like there probably wasn't a lot of demand from companies to make toys for it anyway, because they probably didn't think it was really going to be a movie that kids would go see, even though it was, making fun of Star Wars, obviously. But I mean, granted, we got Ghostbuster figures back then as well, so maybe I don't know. And I mean, I won't. I mean, I can't. I feel like there had been like over the years, maybe not back when the movie originally came out, but I feel like in some shape or form we've gotten some type of Spaceball figures, but maybe not. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to go look that up. Watcher. I don't know if declining, but for some reason, I've seen more than one person say that Hasbro Pulse is not accepting people's payments with credit card. So I don't know exactly what it does. If it just times out, if it just says it can't process, or what. But Gray Fox has been a member for 6 months. Thank you very much for becoming an action figure enthusiast member. Which again, when we hit 70, I think we're still about 10 away from that. But last time I checked, but when we hit 70 action figure enthusiast members, currently at 60, we'll do another giveaway to Big Bad Toy Store. So just anyone out there who hasn't become an action figure enthusiast member, if you're thinking about it, check out the link in the video description. Just to throw that plug out there. Hunter says, looks like a stormtrooper cosplaying as a mummy, which is kind of what it is. Gray Fox says, EB Games Canada just announced earlier that they are killing the free shipping options out. Actually, since I've never bought from EB Games Canada, I didn't even know they had free shipping, but that sucks. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, McFarlane technically doesn't own them, but one of the co-owners of McFarlane Toys now owns EB Games. So yes, Do I know any shops that ship figures to the UK? Well, I know there are some UK e-tailers. They're not shipping to the UK, but they're already in the UK that sell like Hasbro stuff. Though now, off the top of my head, the names are escaping me. But I believe there are. If you're talking about Hasbro, I don't know about McFarlane. I mean, Amazon UK carries McFarlane stuff, but I don't know how well they stock things. So, MCR, you must be new. So this is Salome. Salome is often a participant in these live streams. So Salome is well known for longtime viewers. Salome likes to come and steal accessories when I'm opening figures, so you always have to be careful that she doesn't run off with an accessory. Is Salome an action figure enthusiast channel member? Well, of course, Salome is an action figure enthusiast channel member. In fact, Salome is the biggest reason for you to become an action figure enthusiast channel member. I mean, surely everyone wants to support Salome, and because at least according to Salome, the world revolves around her, and everyone should want to support her. Matthew, anyone who complains about the length of your videos don't have to watch. Quit crying and go. Well, I mean, I understand the point of view of long videos, because I often don't like to sift through long videos myself. So I get the point. But you do also make, Matthew, a very good point that if you're just simply interested in the news, the best way, the quickest way, the easiest way to get news is to go to the websites. So news is always up there first, even before I can talk to you guys about it. So yeah, Salome is TNI's Vanna White. Keep her on cat food. Oh, so Salome has a very sensitive stomach. So Salome likes to eat anything she can get her mouth on, but if she does, she shortly throws it back up. So she actually has to eat special cat food, hydrolyzed cat food, so she doesn't throw up. But she loves chicken, but she can't eat chicken because her stomach reacts to it. So, and probably if she actually ate the accessories, that wouldn't be too good for her either. Yes, yes. She doesn't really eat them though. She chews on them. She bats them around the floor, but she doesn't. She's never swallowed an accessory. She will eat the dog food though, so we have to watch the dog food. Make sure that she doesn't get into that, because she'll try and eat Logan's dog food, moist dog food, and which has chicken in it. And if she does, then she ends up throwing up. Yes, definitely. In Salome's eyes, accessories are in fact cat toys. All right, well, we are over the hour, so I think we're going to call it a day. But as always, guys, thank you for tuning in. It is always much appreciated. I probably will be back on Monday. We'll see how things go as far as news, but if not, definitely we'll be back on Wednesday. Um, I don't I haven't heard anything about any more fan streams, or I don't know if GI Joe team's taking off. I mean, we should definitely get some GI Joe reveals of some kind next week, because they said we were going to get reveals every week. But I have not been able to confirm whether there's any pre-orders for next week or anything like that at this time. So no live stream announcements or anything so far. So I'm not sure what the plan for G.I. Joe is next week, but again, Marvel Legends, Gargantos, the one I'm most eagerly anticipating from the Marvel vs. Capcom line, is going up for pre-order. So, trying to think off the top of my head. I don't think they've announced any McFarlane pre-orders for next week, at least not yet. So we'll see if anything comes up for that. I don't know what next week's Target Geek-Out. I don't know which company will be part of Target Geek-Out next week. So we'll learn that probably as the week goes on next week. So I don't think next week's going to be quite as hectic as this week was. We had 4 fan streams. Well, actually, we ended up only with 3 because G.I. Joe got canceled. But originally, we were going to have 4 fan streams, 3 Hasbro and the McFarlane. So it was definitely kind of a busy week this week. But definitely be back next week, whether Monday or Wednesday. We'll have to see. But again, for today, thank you guys for tuning in. Please stay safe out there. The world gets crazier and crazier. It seems like every time I talk to you guys. So please stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great,